Fall is in full effect and the holidays are just about here, so I'm gonna show you how to make my delicious apple pie recipe. It's the best on the internet, hands down. It's super thick. I've got an amazing trick to make the best pie crust ever, and we're doing it in partnership with my friends over at Bob's Red Mill. We're gonna kick off this recipe with making that pie crust because we need to get it chilled, but don't worry, we can do some other stuff while that is chilling. We're gonna add some Bob's Red Mill all-purpose flour right to a food processor. Fantastic all-around flour, enough protein for those rustic breads and delicate enough for pies just like this one. Next, I've got some cold unsalted butter I'm gonna add. Now we're gonna add in some rendered bacon fat. That's why Comey's, I always say it's a great idea. Whenever you cook bacon, save this fat to the side because there's just so much you can do with it, just like in this pie crust. It's gonna make this pie flavorful, tender, flaky. You aren't gonna believe how delicious this pie crust is. Next, hit it with a little bit of sea salt. We're gonna sprinkle in some sugar. And at this point, we wanna pulse it just until it's combined. The butter and fat will be about the size of pea or rice. However, it's not quite ready to make a pie crust, so we do need to drizzle in some ice cold water while pulsing it. When you know it's done, it will form like a meal. And what I usually do is take a piece out. If I can pinch it together with my fingers and it sticks, boom, I know I'm good to go. So now what I like to do is just add it to the countertop, form one large disc, and then using a pastry knife or a regular knife, whatever you've got, just cut it in half. And then forming two individual discs, what I like to do is wrap these individually in some plastic wrap. If you've got a plastic bag, that's fine too. Put it in the refrigerator. We're gonna keep it cool for about 20 to 25 minutes while we prep up everything else. So now it's peeling, coring, and slicing apple time, and I like to use a combination of Granny Smith and Fuji apples. So go ahead and start by peeling up the apples. Next, what we need to do is sort of slice them off the core, so just literally trimming right around that core, cut around it, and then slice it pretty thin. I like these to be in between 1/4 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch thick. I don't like big, thick apple slices. That's just my personal preference. If you like them thicker, I think you should slice them thick. That's how recipes should work. You should be able to adapt them to your own liking. We're gonna add them right to a large bowl. And at this point, I'm gonna squeeze on some lemon juice. Comey's, this one's for you. If you're squeezing on some lemons and wanna catch the seeds, keep another hand right below, let the lemon juice drip through, and you'll see that the seeds will stay right on top. Discard those. And now I've got some unsalted melted butter that I'm gonna pour all over the top of the apples. For some sweetness, I'm gonna do a combination. First, some light brown sugar. Next, some regular granulated sugar. Now you want to sprinkle in some cinnamon. And because we want to make sure this is nice and thick, we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then mixing this thoroughly, completely. Make sure those apples are completely coated. Take some time to do this. Use your hands, a spoon, a rubber spatula like I'm using, whatever you got, my friends. Once it is together, we're gonna put it in the fridge and exchange for our chilled round pie dough discs. And on a clean surface, go ahead and dust it with a bit of flour. We wanna roll each of these pie doughs out until it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. So take the time to do this. It's okay if it's a little misshaped, totally cool. And then for a little trick to be able to transfer it, I like to roll the dough right around the pin, lift up the pin, and you're good to take it wherever you want. In this case, I'm going to a 9-inch fluted pie pan. I have sprayed it with a little bit of nonstick spray. Simply roll it right over the top and then form it to this pie pan. Cut off any excess around the outside, or you can simply fold it in for a super thick outside crust. Pie crusts, like I always say, are my favorite things about pies anyway, so you may want to do that. Once the dough is formed to the pie pan, let's grab those apples out of the refrigerator. You can see they're starting to secrete a little bit. This is perfect. Add it right to the center of the pie pan. I like to sort of flatten them out, make sure it's nice and even so that it cooks perfectly. Let's take that other pie dough that you rolled out, add it to the top. Now we need to form it, so cut off any excess. If you don't, you're gonna have a ridiculously thick outside crust. Totally cool if that's you. It's not for me though. Fold it over and sort of pinch it together to bring the outside edges together. And then in a small bowl, add an egg. We're gonna whisk it together using a fork or a small whisk, whatever you've got handy. And then using a pastry brush, we wanna brush the top completely with the egg wash. This is gonna help make it golden brown and super flaky and delicious. Then using a small paring knife right in the center, I like to make 4 slits that are about 3 to 4 inches long. This helps the pie breathe and helps to let it rise as well. Incredibly important here. And then using some turbinado sugar or some regular cane sugar, just sprinkle the top a little bit more to add a little more sweetness and goodness to this apple pie. And boom, this pie is ready to go in the oven. It's all about understanding these little fundamental techniques, like making the best pie crust ever using bacon fat. You can use it on any pie. It's all about being able to make all of this from home, from scratch. It's better than going to the restaurant, my friends. I promise you. Add that pie right to the oven on 400 degrees. It's gonna take 30 minutes. We wanna get a nice golden brown. Let's take a peek. Looks amazing. Turn the oven down to 375. Cook it for another 25 to 30 minutes. We want a nice golden brown pie here. This looks absolutely amazing. The hardest part here, my friends, is waiting for a few hours for this thing to completely cool to room temperature. So go hang out and chill. And then let's go ahead and take a slice, and dang, you can see that the inside has not yet settled. This is what happens if you don't wait long enough. It's still delicious. It's warm. It's just gonna fall apart. Now, if you wait a little bit longer, you can see that the inside has congealed. The filling looks fantastic, a nice, big, thick pie. This, my friends, is exactly what you want. You got that beautiful caramelization from the bacon fat and the sugar on the outside. That's all that yum yum flavor I always tell you about. We are gonna top this one off with some vanilla ice cream. I've got some homemade caramel. You can grab the recipe from my bundt cake, drizzle it on top. And seriously, the best apple pie of all time. And if you're looking for some more desserts, be sure to check out my classic cheesecake recipe, and I'll catch you on that video.